Are there people in there? Hello? People? I think we're live. I think we're live. Let's get this chat out into an area where I can actually see it. Blind old eyeballs. Okay. Let's put the iPad to the side. We're going to start out with the Nintendo first. Ooh, there's a chip there. There's an important chip there. Someone else's chip. Oh geez, I just kicked something. Ah, there you are. I waited 2 weeks for some parts to arrive from AliExpress, and would you believe it, they arrived and they were the wrong parts. The picture doesn't even look like the part that I asked for. I should say the picture that I picked on their site was the right part, but what they sent me was not like the picture. And that was rather annoying because I was already pushing my luck with the customer in terms of time. And now it's worse. So not good, not good. Oh, the Darius, Miles, Mr. Bodger, of course. Hey, Sutterbridge, laptop. Mr. Bodger again. Oh, he's talking a lot, right. Antonio, yes, a bit like SpaceX, but far less exciting, I'm afraid. I am excited to see their 5th launch coming up soon. Don't know when that's going to be, but it should be good. I mean, if it's going to be... Even if it's as just like the previous one, seeing that little flappy fin make it all the way to the ground, that was great. And let's see, creatures here. Oh, God. Oh, I'm going to have to be on our best behavior and also misbehave because creatures here. Nice to see though, creature is feeling a bit human and messed up his pointers in C. How can you mess up pointers in C, really? Come on. It's straightforward. Neo, John, yep, okay, John started 20 minutes ago. Alright, and Mr. Ashes is lurking, very good. Boss, Joey's here. Oh, jeez, now I'm going to have to put on a performance. Joey at the helm. I have to make sure I do my best here with this Nintendo. He gets kind of precious about Nintendo, so I better log this job in. Beep. Alright, that's good. Job's logged in. The nice thing is that when I scan these jobs in, it creates a file with this job number of the video, so I don't have to try and remember what date or time or anything it was that I did the job. It's just, it works. I think I'm going to have multiple audio sources here. That should be better now. Might be a smidge quieter, but it should at least be not echoey. Mr. Blood's feeding the cat. That's good. Got to do that. Okay. Oh, Joey's going to be lurking. All right. I got to remember how to disassemble these things again. Anyway, we've got a blown port on this one as far as I understand. Mr. Tradie Trev. Good to see you. Yeah, that's a very, how do they say, disencombulated USB-C port. Some solid mashing going on there. Hey, Raj. Fair enough. Trey, I've got more of your kind of work to do in the next week or so. I've got 2 pallets of blocks, concrete blocks coming. They're 390 by 90 by 190. And about 36 of them I'm going to have to trim. And I think I'm going to have to just do it with a hammer and a chisel. What do they call it? Not a barlow. It's a proper name for it. Anyway, yeah, so I'm going to have some fun with that because I can't get a block splitter here that I know of. You know, the ones with the long handle where you just put the brick under there and then I don't have access to that. Tri-wings. Forgot we got the damn tri-wings. Hey, Mr. McDermott. Tesla's Apple. It's USB F. Yes. F for knackered. Alright, let's see if I can remember most of... Oh, we've got a dodgy screw there. That's not good. Is there junk in it, or has it corroded out? Tradie, I gotta do it myself. Oh, man. That's not very triangle-y, is it? It's more like roundy than it is triangle-y. I don't think anyone's been in at this before. It just, isn't a perfect match. There's always got to be one screw, doesn't it? Every mechanic knows that. You can disassemble an engine, and there's always one screw that holds up everything. Okay, I'm just going to get myself a glove, a spare discarded glove. Rifle through my trash. This might do the trick. Hey Jim, good to see you. I hear you got sorted out by Pedro. I don't think this is... The trouble is, see, the tip on this is a little bit too tapered for these ones. I might have to get my security set. Alright. No, these are great big... I've had these now for about 30 years. Old pair of underpants from when I was 16, 17. I love these. These are good old solid hex drive sets, but of course they don't really apply much to this sort of work. But smallest here is H4. Anyway. Investments of the past that have actually stuck around. Okay, this might be an option here. I got a Tri-Wing 2.0. This might... Have you got a super snappy reply for... I don't, Tony. Nah, he caught me off guard there. Typical of Lewis, though. Yeah, he has to always drop snide comments like that. Yeah, that Tri-Wing... It might work if I put a lot of pressure on it. Okay, files aren't going to do it. No, Torxes aren't going to do it. Let's see what we've got in here. I bet you the Tri-Wing I want is missing. Yeah. Where do I put these things? Honestly. Okay, you guys are all too big. Let's see if I've got some of my old tools. Oh, these might work. Yeah, I forgot I had these ones. These are some gnarly quality ones. But they could do the job in this case. Yep, come on, you can do it. That's it. That did the job. So that was a 1x50. Whatever the hell that is. Hey, Teresa. Okay. Okay, now we can switch back to the more standard screws. Oh, they've actually got a SIM card in this. Oh, not a SIM card, a storage card. Joey's probably asleep by now. He's like, oh god, it's so boring. It's taking him forever to disassemble this thing. It's like me watching other people do MacBook 1466s and things like that. Pedro, you don't deserve screwdrivers. You already steal everything else of the stuff that I need. Like these containers. If you ever can't find any of those containers to buy, Pedro's your man. He's the one that steals them all the time. Like just today, he sends me a picture of his gathering of these containers to rub it into my face. Like, look what I got. Look what I got. I know you like these, but I've got them now. Is it supposed to come out? Oh wow, there's actually a game card in here. Whoa. Alright. Okay, I'm not used to that. This is why you don't use excessive force disassembling these things. A little bit of dust, nothing bad. Hey Joseph. Can't stay long? Well, appreciate you dropping in anyway. Why have they done it like this with this particular thing? Okay, well, I'm really not a big fan of when companies hide connections like this. I'm sure there's valid reasons. The designer was lazy. That's a valid reason, I think. Hey Draco. Nice to see a lot of people turning up for a change. I've been trying to set the warning, so to speak, that there's going to be a live stream a little further and further. Somewhere between 1 and 2 hours seems to be the ideal point. More than 2 hours and people forget before it comes around. Kind of like I've forgotten now how I get this off. It's just this come off, doesn't it? Yep. Just got to get the right angle off. Okay, there's a piece of tape. There's a piece of tape. There. Hey, yeah, listen. Hey, did you get you got your stuff delivered, didn't you? The battery connector. Mr. Morgan, it was at 3:30 a.m. What are you doing up so late, sir? I really don't like that little speaker connector there. It's like nightmarish. Okay, so that belongs over the port. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do this under the microscope. That's right, yes, you have been using it. Yeah, I can't live without mine anymore. It's just such a nice thing to not have to it's such a nice thing not have to use the PC, the power supply. And I think because of the fact that everything's sort of now you can power off the USB-C with the adapter cables, it just makes it so much easier. Early you have to work, Tom. Oh, crikey. Yeah, you that is pretty damn early. Oh, Electro Rep. Yes, I actually did get in touch with them. Thank you for that, by the way. I'll let them know that I've been in touch with you now indirectly because you got in touch with me instead. Um, it's funny because I only just sent back someone else's one of those cameras, and they had a busted USB-C port. But the trouble is, I got theirs up and running, so to speak, with charge again and everything seemed to boot okay, but I could not get a preview up in the on the app, and it kind of makes me worry that there's something else wrong. So I have a suspicion that these particular cameras do, there's a whopping great big NVIDIA BGA block in there, and I have a horrible feeling that it takes a hit and it kind of dies. Had an 87 watt Apple brick and found 140. Yeah, the 140s are great because also they've got the 15 volt supply on them as well. Let's see. I always forget if you're supposed to take that heatsink off. You are, aren't you? Ding! Someone saying hello. Put a new screen on my iPhone 11 tomorrow. Well, I better answer that. Hi there, full stop. Yes, I absolutely can do that. Full stop. After midday, full stop. $150, full stop. Alright, that's what I like. Straightforward type. Get the job done jobs. Oh, seriously, Electro Rep? That was also your recommendation? You're talking about with the, what was the ISW Institute or whatever it was? Yeah, so I got theirs fixed up. I got the exact USB-C port, all that sort of stuff. When you fire it up, it does all the normal LED stuff. But then, I can't. You can connect to it through the app, but you just can't get the preview, and I don't know why. So I said to him, look, I can't 100% verify this, so we just did a split cost, and if they get it and it works, then they'll pay me the rest, and if it doesn't work, then we'll just have to call it a loss. Thank you very much for that, Electro Rep. Sounds like I owe you now. Wait, why is this not coming up? Stubborn. Stubborn until... that foam just broke away. That sucks. Oh well. Oh yeah. Bit of a shame it left a segment there. Need a customer login. I did have their login details. They'd sent them up to me, and I did that. And it just came up blank and then restarted a couple of times. Like the actual app did. So, I don't know. Maybe if they disassemble it and reconnect things again. The camera flexes on those things are a bit of a pain, but I was fairly sure they were seated, but you never know. Joey's fallen asleep by now for sure. So how long does it take you, Mr. Daniels, to get a Nintendo Switch disassembled? Okay, so it could be the ribbons. As far as I could tell, they were locked in, but I wouldn't be they seem like they were locked in, but I got to admit the locking tab didn't quite sit quite nicely, and I noticed on one of them, the locking tab, there's a little metal tooth in it, shark tooth. That wasn't even there. It had been handled by a prior technician, so I don't know. I was going to ask about whether it was the locking tabs, and I did make mention of it to them. I said, look, the could be the cameras, not, but I just didn't know. When you don't have a reference, it can be very difficult. So maybe they'll send it back. I got to say though, the worst thing about dealing with those cameras is that they had theirs in a Pelican case. The postage to send it is ridiculous. Like I wanted to, sorry, just crucial moment here. Australia Post wanted like $108 to express post it in the box that I was going to send. And I was like, no. So I sort of redid it a different way and got it down quite a bit less than that. But it's a bit of a nuisance. Okay. Well, thank you very much for that, Electro Rep. And yeah, I mean, okay, I'm going to guess it's the camera ribbons then that have got an issue. Like I said, someone else has already been in there. The damage was pretty bad to the USB-C port. It actually cracked a few things, and I had to replace a couple of things. But I could see the prior technician had burned the board, the little tongue, quite a bit. And the protection IC that is on that USB-C tongue, that was all skew and half melted off, so I fixed that up. Anyway. When you lift them, it is like, well, that could be the problem then, because I was trying to put them back how I thought they came in, and that was just pushback into the shark's teeth. So you got to lift them. Okay, well, I might get in contact with them again, and unless they're more than happy to try it themselves. But yeah, I'd definitely say that was certainly right up there on top of my list of things that are probably not right on this, and that is the lock-in tabs for those ribbons. Because those ribbons are they are difficult to manipulate. Anyway, enough of my whining. Thank you for that. Alright. Let's hope the M92 isn't popped, but if it is, it's okay. I've got spares, thankfully. Hey, this has been replaced before. That is I've been replaced before looking port. Yeah. Nice and melty. And oh shit, something's happened around that one. Can you see the little vapor cloud marks around that filter pair? Alright. Guess we'll drop this one out and see what we can do. That's interesting. Yeah, it's definitely been worked on before. You watch, I'll find out it was done by me. That would be a killer. I don't ever remember this person because they actually queried me. They said, "Oh, do you fix Nintendos?" And I was like, "Yeah." And so, I mean, I've had them before as a customer, but not that I'm aware of for this. Anyway, all right, let's get this disassembled before Joey falls asleep. I'm going to use Bodge's block. This is Bodge's block. Yeah, I just need another weight. Or maybe I won't. I just need to put another sort of dead weight on the top of that. What are you doing, Mr. Daniels? So, pay no attention to the idiot. This is why I need a second block. Damn it. I know Joey uses a vise, but I find the vise a little bit difficult to. I find it's a little bit too high for me, and makes me do odd things. What are you going to use, Mr. Daniels? Let's see if I can find my old vise. Actually, maybe I'll just use the vise outright. Yeah, I'm not very prepared tonight, am I now? Rather shameful. No. Actually, I'm a little bit confused here because I'm looking around trying to find my little bench vise that I use for these sort of obscure situations. I'm not rightly sure where it is. Half of that's probably because Mr. Daniels has not cleaned up his workshop properly in a fair bit. It's just been, well, the last couple of weeks have been a bit of a write-off. Unfortunately, my wife has been unwell, and when that happens, you sort of, you know, priorities are different. Oh, seriously? Alright, just give me a second here. I gotta take off my little jumper as well. You're right, I'm definitely confused here because this is something that's normally around in the workshop at all times. Where are you, little vise? Starting to get to the point where the rage is going to start developing. Urge to kill rising. Alright, improvise time. So the improvision is going to be, I'm going to use this old thing. It's a little bit too far. I'm not the greatest fan of using these to hold circuit boards because they just don't have a good grip on them. That might just work. It's poor at best. Yeah. Damn right you are about that, Moles. Damn right you are. Honestly, the most use that this thing has been is, yeah, freaking useless. The most use is this section here, which is removable. And that's where I do all my SMC reballing. That's the most useful part of this device. See, I don't want to put pressure on this section here. That's just going to be asking for trouble. No, not going to work. Oh, I'm just going to go check in my other workshop. See what I might have done with that vise. God damn it. Sometimes I hate my workshop. Really do. There's no reason that things like that, as big as that is and all that sort of stuff, there is no reason that sort of thing should just vanish. And yet it has. Alright. Paint tin. This is beeping bad. The reason why for the paint tin is because it has the weight that I need. Shocking. Just rottenly bad. Oh great, now the tin. Oh frickin' heck. Alright, what next? What else we got? Let's try this. There's going to be a bit of a burning sensation. It's okay. The paint wouldn't have caught on fire. It's in the tin. It's fine. Now, because this is being reworked, I'm not going to do the more traditional method, which is basically you drop it out, you drop the new one in, because I don't know what I'm dealing with from the prior repair, if you know what I mean. Okay, something is vibrating this bench. It's better. So yeah, normally I'd be happy to just, put a new port on, but like I said, I just don't know what I'm dealing with here. So I'm going to have to do a full clean and start from scratch. think someone's going to get a kick ban with that kind of commentary. My big fat sucking fume extractor is offended. So this is the hot air wick method. Oh, flipping the flip. Yeah, that solder is definitely not factory in any way, shape or form. Cleaned up. Alright. You still have to refresh the wick quickly. Like, you can't really carry it on through multiple. Let me guess, I need holes there, don't I? There's guide pins there. Ow. Wow, that is still hot. It knows how to hold its heat. At Draco, well, yeah, I think I sort of really picked this technique up with Chris Long. And he doesn't stream anymore that I know of. But that was back in the day when it was Chris Long, Lewis Rossman, Jason Vollmer and myself all vying for some viewership. Okay, you're wondering what's happening there. The flux actually burns off the wick. And when there's no flux on the wick, the solder won't come up. Yeah, so the other thing is I actually, once the whole solder has melted, I switched to heating the wick itself. So like, you get that up to temp, and then you start heating the wick. Honestly, this feels like a train wreck. Needs a fair bit of cleaning up. Just going to drop some leaded on there. The skinny wick certainly can help. I guess I should stick with this tech spray stuff because it works very well for me. Yep. The tech spray has it's got a nice weave density for this sort of work. It's a little bit too tight for big boards, like, you know, large pin through boards. but for this kind of level, yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, that liquid sensor's gone. Certainly, at least I find it's a lot less destructive on boards than, say, using a plunger solder sucker and things like that. This poor board's got a fair bit of charring on it. You see all this sort of charring over here? I mean, someone really baked at it for quite a while. I won't be able to get rid of it all, but I'll do my best. Yeah, I used to use Goot Wick a lot. In fact, I used quite a lot of Goot products, but I found, like I said, it was good for larger assemblies, but this not so much for the stuff we're using. And yeah, I know Lewis uses that Goot quite a bit. This is the little brush that was sent to me as a gift by Micro Hobbies? Yeah, Micro Hobby in Australia. I believe they're a new sort of company. They're the ones I bought the mechanic port tester from. Well, I guess at this point I may as well just look at dropping in a new port. I don't know if JDT is here at the moment. Just hang on there. If you want, you can place it in the large metal toolbox that is bolted to the front fence by the gate and send me a message as you do that, and that will be okay. Right, we need the port. Where's the ports? Fortunately, I got a big box of goodies. Fairly sure I should have the right ports here. Oh yeah, I don't know what model this one is though. Because I'm presuming that's OLED, standard, and light. So I'm pretty much thinking it's that one. I guess we'll have a look and compare. Thank you again very much, Mr. Dreams, if you're out there watching. Mr. Dreams sent me a very nice startup lot of parts. Really helped cover a lot of the common bases of failures for the Nintendos. Okay, so yeah, we've got the same pinnage there. Same sort of divots, same alignments, same sort of depths. That's close as I'm going to get. Light had a slimmer lip than the original. Okay. I was wondering what. These lips look pretty similar. Okay, that looks positively good. I do like Joey's idea of pre-tinning these pads. That is actually, it's smart going. Of course, the question is, can I do it without ruining them? So here we go. Hey there, Yeti. Need more flux, and I need to even them down. I was just sort of tacking it for the moment because it's easy to clean that up. Ah, do not solder the finger. The finger does not appreciate the thermal effects of solder on the finger. Okay. If this was a single row type connector, I wouldn't have bothered pre-tinning. But it is a double row, and more specifically, it's an internal double. So you can't get access to these pins very easily. I don't know why I'm bothering fluxing them up. Hey Marvin, thank you very much. Alright, hopefully we should be able to deal with this. Some people heat from the bottom. I'm generally more of a top heater person. Now I've got to heat it a little bit longer because those internal ones, the board may not have yet got around to it, so to speak. I just noticed that. Maybe that's... Oh, that's thermal paste. It's like when removing connectors from MacBook boards and things like that, I'm just always been a top heater person, whereas other people prefer to heat from the bottom. What really matters in those sort of scenarios is, are you monitoring the state of the plastic on that connector? Because that's usually where everything goes wrong, is when people get too much focused heat going onto the plastic and it melts it. I mean, ultimately the board's got to come up to temperature. That's what you're waiting for, one way or another. That's what you have to have happen. It also depends what's on the bottom of the board. That's the other thing. Yeah, what's the temp of those plastics? I'm not rightly sure, but I mean, obviously they can take they can take two reflows, so they can at least handle 260, 270. We'll call them, say, 280 rated, maybe. Yeah, just wash this down a bit. It's getting a bit of junk on it. What's the time? I am well behind schedule. This is taking way too long. Oh, I've got to get this iPad done as well. Alright. Now we're going to have a look on the underside of the board and see whether that reflow came through. Difficult to say. I'd almost caution to think that it didn't quite make it. Everything is flush except for the wings, but I found that with these connectors anyway. Well, what I'll do is... what a nuisance. I'll give this a shot. I don't know if that's right or not. Doesn't seem right. I seem to remember Joey's being different. I got 3 in the middle, all red. Everything else is okay. 3 in the middle red. That feels like that could be that filter, because there should only be 1 red on each side as far as I know. It's the same either way. So I'm thinking that that filter might be blown. This is a full one, not a light. Nothing? Let's compare with these. Yeah. So yeah, I think our filter there is kaput, which means our Pi 3 could be also kaput, which this will be fun. It's never just a simple process, is it now? Alright, that's fine. Let's yank that off and find a replacement. I pretty much could solder blob it off, but we'll try to be a proper technician here. Check the horizontal cap on the Pi, will do. Let me just get this filter pack off because it's definitely blown. I'm trying not to melt the damn connector either. Guess what? I forgot that I hadn't put the tags in the connector and it just fell off. Just wait for it to cool down and then the connector just dropped. Yep. I'm gonna have to reseat that now. Alright, well, what are we checking on that cap? See if it's shorted. That's okay. It didn't go anywhere. 409 seems probably okay. I guess we're gonna have to heat this thing up again. Hey, Mr. Howe. Check PP. Will certainly do so, good sir. I know what you're referring to. Actually, I better put some more flux on here. We should actually see this pivot down. Like that. Just gonna give it a few more seconds. Yeah, I'll just... There it goes. Just sort of freeze over. Yeah, we're just checking PP with Mr. Howe. Well, thank you very much there, Paul. Paul Howe just contributed. Do you want me to say Paul, or... Yeah, Paul Howe's just contributed rather considerably to the funding of me getting everything going. Thank you very much, Paul. That will actually be going towards fixing up the feline fence. Okay, it was just a smidge over $100 Australian there. Thank you very much, Paul. Don't really get on here enough for live streams, I'm sorry. I know that you do enjoy them. Just the last couple of weeks have been a bit not available. I am trying to do things better. We're making progress here. It's just like everything in life. There are sometimes complications. Yeah, I know that's blobby. It's okay. We're fixing that up later. The cat house is it's been painted internally. I'm now waiting for the electrician to arrive so that I can install the GPO. And then once that's done, I can install the air conditioner. I mean, we've got power going in there right now through an extension lead, and really, in all honesty, the electrician, all they're going to be doing is making a glorified connector through the wall rather than the cable snaking through the door. That's basically it. But it's cleaner, and I want it. There's too much. It's cleaner, and I want it to be clean in there. I've started kitting out the interior, but oddly enough, the little blighters aren't really taking to the upper shelf yet, and I don't know why. So I'm hoping once I put the exterior shelves on that wrap around the whole thing, they might take to it. Don't you want to add some freshness to your what? That sounds suspicious. What do you mean by that? Okay, this one here needs a little more heat. Website's fine. Okay, when you're heating a lug connector like this from the other side, you'll see that the solder actually it has like steps as it moves, like it sort of like jumps. And yet, funnily enough, that didn't actually come through that well. I think I'm going to leave that. That's fine. It's mechanically good. So now we have to actually get a replacement filter here. That's going to be fun because, well, I don't have spares for that, I don't think. A prettier design. Well, I've basically been doing my own websites since the internet was formed. And I'm pretty oh man, that's burned. So I appreciate the offer, but I'm probably going to stick with what I'm doing and focus more on my social media push. I just try to keep my websites as simple and clean as possible. Okay, so we've got to find a filter pack for that. It's not that hole, no, it's just a piece of flux, thankfully. But there's kind of like a hole down there. Let's see, right, we need a filter pack for this, so I'm thinking probably a MacBook A1502 type board might have what I'm after. As soon as I can find one. The 1502s have a bunch of filter packs for their display connector. And we're dealing with the same sort of... yeah, but there we go. Looks like Mr. Daniels has already been here. Steve says, if your website doesn't download 50 megabyte... yeah. Yeah. Oh, man. I come from the era where you're thinking, can we afford to put a 100k JPEG on our webpage, front page? Will people be able to still see it fast enough, or will they switch away before that 100k is downloaded? Yeah, whatever. I'm talking like, early 90s here. I don't know what the values of that filter are supposed to be. I'm just going on the assumption that it should be reasonably close enough. That's a big fat assumption. And of course we still don't know whether the M92 is going to be okay or not. Yeah, another one of Bodge's creations. Looks like I've been messing this one up a little bit. That's just some trash. I should clean them up. Don't want to disrespect the bodger. I do believe they are laser engraved, yes. Yeah, let's try this again, see if we can get one red mark per side. No, now we're down to 2. Oh no, now we're worse off. Okay, that's not good. One side's okay, but the other is not. This tester does test both sides at the same time, but sometimes flipping it helps. Just to... Oh, now we're through... What? Can name a cat, a wall, or a cat. We'll put you on the Hall of Fame in the cat house. Or would you prefer the Hall of the Wall of Notoriety? Don't like that. Oh boy. Let's try that continuity again. Yeah, maybe I got a bad filter. What are the chances? Oh no, that's good. Yeah, but to double check, we also check back over here. Yeah, they're all good. Okay, maybe I should check all these ones too. Yeah, they're all good. So I can only run on the assumption that I've done a dodgy job somewhere on the connector when it dropped out. That cat doesn't look so healthy, but I don't think it's anything to do with the port. Actually, that middle one there looks like it's... Yeah, they actually look like they're fatigued off again. What the hell's going on here? Not having a good night on this one, I'm afraid. It's like it moved somewhere along the line. It's not good. More heat. Flipping hell. I don't like it when I have to keep reheating boards. It's always bad. Stupid. Where is... Yeah, when I couldn't find my vise, that was probably at the point where I should have said, I'm going to do this tomorrow. Did someone say Florida the board? Is it like, give her a bunch of heat? Is that what you mean? Okay. There's not going to be another... Oh, there's not enough flux situation going on here. Not this time. What the? Milo! Buddy! You okay? Oh, flippin' hell. Gotta go deal with Milo. Mo! What are you doing? Momo! What are you doing? Yeah, what? Well, jump on. Oh, good job. Huh? What are you doing? Calling me out of my work? Wow. Let's get your mama to give you some biscuits because I've got dirty hands, okay? Yeah. It's already down. He's in my room. Milo. Hey? Yeah? Hey, Lena. Here you go. Oh, you don't want those ones. Ah. Nee, man. Oh, baby. Milo. Come here. Come on. Oh. What are you doing? Crikey. Give me a moment to have a drink. Oof. Yes, very talkative cat. Yeah, Milo, he doesn't like it when I'm in this office. Because he can't get access to me, he's not allowed in here. No cats are allowed in this office, obviously. And so he jumps on the air conditioner that's outside it's a window box air conditioner, because it makes a tremendous noise when he jumps on it. And then he adds on that, of course, by yowling, as you could tell. Yeah. And the main thing is that I have to get out there fairly quickly, because otherwise he may start doing something stupid like trying to get up into the eaves. Even though I've boarded him off, he can be stupid, yeah. That's not going to get hot. It's just to stop that from being pushed down by the heat. Yeah, I am going to reflow this because it is definitely showing signs that it moved during the cool down phase. I don't want the cats in the eaves, but it's potentially possible for them if... I don't know. I guess the point is sometimes they can do really stupid stuff. At least this is all leaded solder, so the board won't have to get quite so hot this time. Hey there, Brad. What have you been up to lately? Better check that fuse as well. That was a lot more flux than I would normally use. But I guess I'm sort of getting a little desperado. Just wait for that to cool off a smidge. Yeah, Q's, this measures all the pin diode mode values inside the connector. So it's quite handy. And then if all of that comes up clear, then I'll connect power into it. Okay, so we've got the two middle ones as open line. Pretty sure that's right now. I've got a sheet here. Okay, yeah, so that's data plus, data minus. I need to get a reference on this. I'm pretty sure there is. But everything else looks good. 0.7451, 0.74. So everything else is kind of like replicating. Let's try with my USB-C software. Meters there. 15 volts, 24. Now, I don't know what it's supposed to be giving us. I thought it was supposed to give 54 or something like that. Okay, we've got a problem on that side. Oh, there we go. Just a sticky. Yeah, okay, 50 on that. And drop to... So why don't we get that on this side? Oh, we do. I think it might be a bit of flux in there. Yeah, there's flux in there. That's what the problem was. Fortunately, I'll clear that out in a bit. Hey, Dreams! Good to see you. I was just commenting earlier how thank you very much for sending the collection of parts that you did. I just realised I need to clean up all the flux now that I can. Yeah. So yeah, it's a very messy board now, unfortunately. By the way, you sent 3 different types of connectors, and you had like the markings O, L, and I forget what the other one was. But I'm presuming that was for like OLED, light, and original. That was my guess on what you meant by the markings. OLED normal light. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for that. I was a little confused initially when I saw them. I was like, why have I got all different markings on here? And then it sort of dawned on me a little bit. I'm a bit slow, okay? I'm sorry. I do have a little compressor here, so I will clear out that port just shortly. It's surprising how far this gummy flux can end up going. And I'm not helping because I'm kind of spreading it around a little bit here. Okay, we'll use the... Do we use the electric? No, I'm not going to use the electric on that. I'm just going to use a normal toothbrush. Just to jabby, jabby, jab, stab and jab. Stab, jab, stab, jab, stab, jab. Not the little bunny rabbit on Zootopia. Stab, stab, stab. And then we get the compressed air. And of course we've got flux every damn where now. Oh god, what a hideous mess. Actually, to be fair, a good trick is to warm up the board a bit so that the flux will not the flux, the IPA evaporates off. This is sort of basically what this is. This is like homeopathic cleaning, and you're making a tincture of flux that you're spreading all over the board. Don't think I'll be putting it through the ultrasonic, I'm afraid. Alright, let's get this thing back into its rightful place. Hopefully. And already I've pretty much forgotten the reassembly round. Goddamn gas lift on my chair is died, so I'm sort of like, when you see me slowly sinking down, it's not because I'm depressed or getting taken off stage. It's just it's just my gas lift chair sucks. And of course you've got to work out the correct sequence of reinstallation. Now, I know a lot of you are going to be screaming at me going, do it this way, do it that way. But unfortunately, this is one of those sort of things where I have to develop the mental muscle memory in order to be able to do it again later. Like say with an A1466 or many of the MacBooks, I can now do them, I wouldn't say blindfolded, but certainly I don't have any real trouble with them. And it's just because you just got to keep doing it over and over again until you get it to the point where it works in your head. And then you wonder, okay, how many cables did I trap? There is a black Wi-Fi cable missing here. There it is. So yeah, it's not that I'm ignoring people, it's just that I am learning for myself. Pop the seal, use a steel hose clamp around the base. That's a good idea, actually, yeah. Okay, did I snare another cable? Where's that cable? Oh no, that's the that is the fan cable. Yep. People are, it took you long enough. It's like when someone, well, it's like when you're learning most things, like learning to drive, learning to ride your bicycle, learning to date. You're going to be slow and awkward and stupid for quite a while. Some of us never get out of that phase, particularly when it comes to dating. Oh wait, I'm married. I'm good. I'm set for life. What, you owe me one? Why do you owe me one? What's that for, B-Blood? I missed part of the conversation somewhere. Funnily enough, when it's too hot to mow here is the time when you have to mow. Like right now, it's perfect mowing weather, but the grass doesn't grow because it's too cold. You start the iPad repair. Yeah, I'm kind of worried about that. It's got 1 minute to go. I'm massively behind. So I'll probably have to do Micro's insulin shot. Whoa, blimey, heck. Check out the damage done to that. So somebody tried to put it back on and then really badly didn't get it on. Okay, that's on properly now. You were going to go mow the lawn. Oh, right, you got out right. Understood. Yes, you certainly do owe me one. Hey, Siri. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Oh, she talked back to me. That's weird. Normally just nothing. That was weird. Okay, Brad, have a good evening. Ah, Gideon. You're a morning freak. You know, I would love to be a morning person, Brad. It always is very nice to get up in the morning before the world started with its insanity. You know, it's tranquil. It's very nice. I definitely wish I could be more of a morning person. It's just extraordinarily difficult to be such at this point, but I'm working towards it. Once we get our night pen done for the animals, we will be able to say close up at 10:30, and then that's it. You know, we'll just go to sleep. Whereas at the moment, we kind of have to wait for them to settle down, which usually takes till about 1 in the morning at least. So yeah, it's not for not wanting. It's just not happening. Okay. Yeah, do not force the connector pull. Looks like the sort of connector that would seriously bite me. Yeah, tranquil until the... I got someone who wants their iPhone fixed tomorrow early. It's like, that's not happening. I told them to leave it in the metal box. At least I can do that around here. Okay, is that... I'm guessing really actually needs to be above the board. Okay, like that. We're just going to get this assembled and then I can deal with micro. Okay. Right. Yeah, Jim, that's unfortunate for you. Definitely knocks everything out of whack. You little rat. Get in there. Screen flex looks like... Which one's the screen flex? This one here? Or that one? They both look like they're maximum aligned, but I'll double check it. I'm happy to take the advice. The one on the add-on board is touch. Ah, thank you. Good to know. Okay, so this one here you're referring to... I can't really see it going in much further. I'll do a double push. Yeah, it's not going in any further. Why do I feel like there is a screw like that under there somewhere? I know there is, isn't there? There's like got to be 2 or 3, probably 2. There's a screw under here that I haven't put in, isn't there? Yeah, I knew it. It's okay. It's alright. Like I said, this is how you learn these things. By frustrating the hell out of yourself. Where is it? Ah, yeah, there's one there. Is there just the one or is there two? Is there one under the daughter board as well? Oh wait, here by the, it's by under the coax flex. Yeah. Found it. Learning is annoying. And I see now, oh, there's just a little bit of fluff build up there. Would blow that clear. Okay, I think I might actually need to go sort Micro out before I power this up. Starting to push my time limit a bit with him. What are we, 15? Approaching 15. Okay, I need to do that before too long. Okay, so we'll be back in a second. I've got to go do insulin shot. Micros. Is it maybe in the okay, I'll check the basket anyway, just in case. Yep, all good. I was hoping to be finished. You're not fuck with Tiger? A micro? Just like, where's my... You don't... Get you. Think I did the chat. Yeah, you good boy. Great, you're gonna make me do this in the dark.
There you go.
Now that inadvertently seemed to have hit the microphone power button while I was doing stuff. Better put the coax back on. Right, we get to have another look at the dreadful coax connection. Don't puncture the Teflon. Alright, so those two and that one. There's a groove cut out. Oh, that side groove. Yeah, I'll get back to that in a second. I just want to check something here. Okay. Oh, I gotta take the damn thing off again. But it actually is too elevated now. Hey, curative. Yeah, the cable's too elevated now. Like, if I have it up here, that's going to put a serious kink in it. But down here, it's fine. Yeah, so if I have it like that, it's fine. But if I try and route it up over here, it's not going to be it's going to put a lot of tension on it. Let's see. Is there something else I've missed before I put the metal shield back on? Because it looks like I got 5 or 6 screws for the metal shield. I think I'm good. Can you put what? Okay, guide pins are in. When the okay. How are you supposed to know when this thing's connected? That's a terrible design. So, peel the foam off to fit. Oh, okay. Will do. Can do. I also don't like the fact that it has actually technically got power through it at this point. Nope. Let's disassemble that again. Okay, so that's plugged in now. The keys are cleanly through. Is that plugged in? I don't know. Yeah, it is. Oh, no, can't put that in yet. Strictly speaking, that's a little bit small, the tip on that. It should really be going up to, I think, 0 rather than 0, 0. What is this? Yeah, this is 0, 0. But it is the correct tip for these ones. Oh, what? Give me that. Not too much tension, don't want to strip them. I hear Joey complaining all the time about stripped bits. And they're not magnetic. There's one under here. Yeah, this is actually the wrong tri-wing for... Oh no, yeah, it's sort of right, sort of wrong. This one's got a little bit more penetration, but that one's got a bit more width. So I kind of prefer this one. Yeah, this is going to be a pain in the future, I can tell. If this ever comes back, I might have to drill it out. No, we wouldn't really, but I'll just go at it very gently like that. It's all good. Make sure we've got no screws left in there. Yep. Alright. I guess this is kind of the moment of truth, I suppose. I think we had this before. It's not showing the... oh yeah, I've got a charging symbol there. Okay. Where it would sit at about 100 and like this, 115 for a while, and then it would jump up because it's very flat right now. Yeah. I've just realized I'm actually showing a new variant of the software that I'm working on, and it's got the wattage down the bottom in yellow, although you probably won't be able to see that too clearly, but it'll jump up in a second, hopefully. Pardon me. Hopefully. We're just going to have to wait. I'd say it probably got played right till the very last second because they couldn't charge it, so they're like, gotta finish playing the game. Yeah, you won't really see anything on screen because it's right down the middle, right down the bottom rather. It's just a very thin yellow line. I can change its color. I haven't decided what I actually want to make the color for wattage. At least we do have the charge symbols, so that's a good start. And at least it is doing this. Just have to wait it out. Yeah, the yellow background of the mat isn't really helping, I agree. I could make it like pink or something like that. I don't know. I haven't decided, and besides, it's going to be user configurable anyway. Really like the grey. I did too. Unfortunately, the problem is that matte, and believe me, I really do like it because I'm sick of seeing the reflective gloss effect here on these edges. But the trouble with those mattes is that as soon as you heat them up, they just curl and puff up. So it's like, yeah, not good. Things that are happening around here. Well, obviously I've still got the USB-C meters for sale. I was supposed to make some more tonight, but I haven't had a chance, obviously. Ring lights are up. Ring lights with power supplies are up. What else? I'm doing advertising now. I have fallen far from my preferred mindset of just simply going by word of mouth and let the reputation be your advertising. But it just isn't working anymore. Pretty much since Lewis Rossman stopped Since Lewis Rossman stopped doing board repairs, that's when things have started to slowly go down. There might have been a bit of a leveling going there for a bit, but what's happened is that there's been many more MacBook repair people showing up, so they're sort of eating into that market that I used to have by default. So yeah, now I'm doing Facebook advertising, and it's working, but it's also not really my ideal thing. The money to do it isn't a big problem. They make it very easy. It just comes out piecemeal out of like PayPal or whatever. So whenever you hit a threshold like $3 or $4, they take that out rather than waiting to the end of the month or something and then taking out a huge chunk, which you usually are not prepared for. Like it's I'm just trying it. I've got to do something because things like these Nintendo Switch repairs, they're fun, but they're not big money makers. Because I mean, like, what is it? $300 for we're talking Australian here. 300 or so for a brand new unit. Therefore, the most you're ever going to be able to charge is 100 roughly for one of these. MacBooks themselves, of course, are becoming. Oh, here we go. We just stepped up 200 milliamps. And as far as I remember, it jumps up pretty quickly hereafter. So yeah, it's every day you got to wake up with business and you got to go, okay, what's going on in the business world? Do I have to start coming up with a new strategy, things like that? So I've got my fingers in multiple pies. Like I'm doing MacBook repairs, obviously. I have local iPhone screen replacements. That's always good, and getting more exposure through this sort of thing, and then of course. There are random devices like these Evo cameras that are now all of a sudden showing up here. So thank you very much for that. Yeah, it's simply a case you can't just assume what you do today for work is going to be what makes you money tomorrow. The software, of course, Flexboard View is still selling. It's not selling as much as it used to, but I think that's because there's more competition in the market. Like there's ZXW and XZZ, things like that. They are hurting the business a bit in the sense that they have access to board views and schematics that aren't available as free to access files. So that's the problem, that with things like Open Board View, Board Viewer, Flex Board View, all that sort of thing, they're great programs. Well, mine is. But you do have to have the board view and the schematic. And before, it used to be a case of companies like Apple, MSI, Lenovo, etc. They were the gatekeepers of those files. But what's starting to happen now is that the people who used to leak those files used to basically just put them out into the public almost straight away. But now we have the situation where those files are being leaked to only exclusive second people such as XZZ or ZXW. So they become the new gateholders of this information that we all need to get access to. It's a bit of a pain. Let's see, what else is there? Allegro binary BRD format. Someone has decoded that, but I have to write my own decoder for it in a certain kind of way based on their code. I can't just copy their code. They've given me permission to implement my own version, but obviously I can't just cut paste their stuff. Besides, theirs is in Python, I think, or something else, so I can't do it directly like that anyway. So what's the Linux backdoor? What? So that's what serious suggestion in the marketplace or small block advertisement in Silicon Chip magazine. It's hard to say whether Silicon Chip is going to be the sort of people that I want to be advertising through, because most of their customers are going to be technicians. I think the Facebook audience thing, I think I'll try that for a while. because I can tune that audience down. I may like focus more, maybe say on a particular gender or in a particular region, things like that. It's going to be a fair bit of experimenting. It's been a long time since I advertised in silicon chip. I have done it in the past, a very, very long time ago. We're talking like 1990 or something like that. I can't even remember what for. Something that I had. It's sad that I can't even remember what it was that I was advertising. Anyway. So what's going on with this charging here? Is 216? How long are we going to be sitting at this for? Focus on the people wearing black turtlenecks. That's essentially it. Yes, creature. Except not Steve Jobs. Or the current incarnation of Steve Jobs. But yeah, you sort of want to... The biggest thing that I really need to do at the moment is get in front of the people, or get exposure to the people who do get broken MacBooks, but then inevitably seem to get drawn to shonky advert MacBook repairs. I've got to get in front of that. I've got to beat those shonky sellers, because otherwise I end up with the first repair didn't work type jobs, and a lot of the time the second repair won't work because the first repair broke it in a way that can't be repaired anymore. Steve W. spent hundreds of thousands on Facebook. Seriously? Hundreds of thousands? Wow. Okay. I work only by recommendation. Yeah, I mean, see, that's how I used to be. Like, but you see, the thing is, Rossmann was my biggest recommendation type advertiser. So, you know, Rossmann would be constantly mentioning me, all that sort of things. And so that's why he gets basically lifetime free licenses of my software, because what he gave me there in terms of exposure and advertising was one of the rare times where exposure was worth the trade, sort of thing. There is no way that you can usually pay for that kind of exposure, particularly when it was sincere, like what he did. As much as he digged at, you know, put the digs into me and jibes and all that sort of stuff, the sincerity was there. It didn't feel like it was contrived. But, like I said, I'm in a regional area. I really do have to advertise to just get people's eyeballs. Because I found the business-to-business market, which is what I was relying on a lot, is essentially dead. Dead in the sense that they want to have all the profit. Fair enough, they're business, they want to make money, but like they will say maybe charge customer $1,500 to recover the data, but they balk at $300 cost or $400 cost that I charge to do the job. So they're getting upset over the fact that they're only making $1,000 for basically what is a box transaction. I mean, to be fair, they are dealing with the customer, and there is value in having people who can deal with customers. There really is value in that, because having, I guess this is kind of like the Steve of Louis Rossmann's world. That's why Louis really did everything he could for Steve and try to get, make sure Steve was well set up, because the value of a good customer front person can't be understated. Extremely important people. Can be frustrating though at times, particularly if they start promising things that you can't deliver. That can be a pain, which is why you need a good person, a person who knows what the limits of what you can do are and what the customer wants, and see if they can make it come together. That's the value. This is taking forever. I might put this aside. I've got to get to this iPad, because this iPad's got to be done. Okay, so that's off to the side. Where are you, iPad? Ah, there you are. Okay, let's log this job in. Beep. Very good. And I need the opening system. It's about to boot. Yeah, well, it's been sitting at 477 for a little while now. If it boots, I will show it. I'm just going to clean this up. Hopefully this shouldn't actually take too much to open, because I'm fairly sure I replaced this not too long ago. So get some heat into it. And I'll grab my tools that I use for opening it. I'm way overdue to... Shouldn't be up this late now doing this sort of work. Hey, Jane W. Yeah, Pedro is a funny person when it comes to customers. There are certain customers that he will go to the ends of the world for. He will crawl over broken glass naked for. And then there's other customers that he'll just basically set on fire if he gets a chance. Pedro's an unpredictable one. Not someone I would hire. Pedro is really good as a attack dog, though. I'd definitely give him that. Pedro has great value in being an attack dog. You want someone humiliated or put in their place? Hire Pedro. Oh, Miles, this has got a bend in it. This has got a bend in it already. It's light, but it's there. It's had its day. Marvin, yes, the switch is repaired, but we're still waiting for it to boot. It's showing the charge light go, but it's stuck on 477 for the moment. It'll get there, hopefully. I just realised it's a little bit too zoomed in. Yeah, whatever. Wobbly connector. I am watching the Nintendo, by the way. It's just right here. Okay. So here we go. Really? Oh yeah. This is. Oh, I love it when it's like this. Okay. That was nice. Phew. Oh, Nintendo just booted. Didn't get a chance to catch it. Some of the more alert of you, yes, you heard a beep. Yep. I don't have any. The game card could not be read. Please remove and reinsert it. If this message appears repeatedly, please check the following page. Okay. Interesting. Well, there we are. It has booted at least. And 2% battery. Nice to see it's picking up though. It's 700 odd. Not sure why it couldn't be read though. Not sure if that's something I should be worried about. Maybe I didn't get connect. I might have to disassemble that again because it's not reading that properly. Cycle in and out a few times. Stubborn things, are they? Oh, okay. Should I wipe the contacts? Tick, 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 tick. I know, I should use a fiberglass brush. Very fussy about the FPC, alright. Well, it's not complaining now. Yeah. So maybe it was just a... How do I check to see if it is fine with that? I can't even read it anyway. It didn't complain when I pushed it back in, so that's good, I guess. Yeah, that's pretty much what I did then, Miles. So I'm happy to hear that. Okay, so my main concern with this one is that they use some active cleaning agent, like Windex kind of thing, on this, and then it touch started misbehaving badly, and then it wouldn't even work. So that does say to me that we have a situation where that liquid ingressed in. It may have corroded things it's not supposed to corrode. This is going to be bad. This is why they say use a damp cloth, not a wet cloth. I have no idea what that was. Now, if we're really lucky, it's just the digitizer has died. And I'm hoping it is just that. I cannot see because I do not have my glasses on. Don't even know where they are. Alright, Mr. Daniel's going at it blind here, I'm afraid. Blindish. Are you going to do any more coding videos? And do you use any plugin extensions of code? I do already have some extensions in the Vim code that I use, but not a lot. Mostly I try to stick with whatever are built-in functions. It's just sort of, it's pretty much my personality like that. Okay, let's have a look. You can see some ingress there. Yep. Over this side, it's not going to matter at all, really, because you've only got the battery over here, so that's no drama. Yeah. It's looking alright. Okay, we'll have a look at that digitizer. Nice to see the hot glue held up nicely. Yeah, kind of weirded out by this. What's going on here? Because it doesn't really look like it's suffered. And there's no connector corrosion. Yeah, I'm not sure why this would have been misbehaving like they said. I told them to leave it out in the sun for an hour or two. And they said, yeah, it's still doing it. Okay, see that's definitely whatever it was. And that's off on the opposing side. Again, shouldn't be a problem. You know, with NeoVim, I tried NeoVim and I like some of what it's offering, and I like the user interface improvement, you know, the coloring and stuff like that. But I also feel like they've kind of overshot the mark a little bit, which is pretty common. It's kind of like second system syndrome. Yeah, okay, the cleaning agent caused all this to detach by the looks of it. So yeah, I've tried for a fair bit there to, you know, get in with NeoVim, and I think it certainly has a pretty good chance of being successful. It is successful, but I did find it sort of kind of got my way more than I wanted. Now, some of those things you sort of have to unlearn, so to speak. But then there are other things that you kind of wonder why, you know, it shouldn't be doing that in the first place. One thing particular that was annoying, and maybe I can turn this off, well, I'm sure I can turn this off, but as I start typing in like variable names and things like that, it would get a little too eager to help me out, and I'm like, I don't want to be helped out like that. Yeah, you're actually making it difficult for me to see what I am doing because you keep putting up pre-fills in my face and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure it can be turned off, but I got to admit, for the most part, Vim and GVim, actually, in my case, for when I'm on my workstation, my actual programming station, I don't really have any. Oh, there we go. There's a problem. I don't really have any sort of like whims or wants. Yeah, this is going to be a problem. See that greening color? Yeah, that's not good. So maybe it was the home button they meant. Now I've got to be careful here. I don't want to destroy the home button in the case that the home button is actually fine, but that green color is usually, yeah, that's copper being converted into copper oxide. I don't know whether it's copper oxide 2 or 3 or whatever. But either way, it's not what you want. Which means it's probably corroded some of the tracks as well. Could be wrong. Now you can actually separate these. But I think this one is going to be a goner. Oh, yucky yuck. Yippity yip. Smells bad too. Yeah. And a lot of that's, yeah, yeah. A lot of that's being driven by the power running through. Yeah, that's unfortunately a bit of a dead end there. So what I can do in this situation is I'll just put another home button assembly in there. It's not going to have Touch ID anymore. I mean, I can split it and see maybe it's revivable, but I have a feeling it's probably too far gone. So if you ever do damage this section of the flex, that's fine. It's this side here that you don't want to damage. But yeah, they look pretty bad. Yeah, I'm not even going to risk it. I'm just going to go with a new home button assembly. And a new digitizer at that too. Hey Loki, what are you doing? Geez, I hope I've got a home button. Don't you even think of jumping up here? You craphead. 8-9 white. That's no good. Loki. Why? Why, Harry Potter? Potentially. Great, another white one. Seriously, how many? What? I've got. You gotta be kidding me. Well, I might just actually switch him over to be a white iPad. Seven, 8 white. 7, 8, 9 white. Nope, what's going on? Instagram wants me. Yeah, I'm not gonna. If it was the other way around and we had a white iPad and we had a black iPad button, I'd be fine with that. I can change that. That's no problem. I'm fine with that. But oh, pardon me. But the problem is that the look of um, a black screen assembly with a white button is actually not so crash hot. People will balk at it. So yeah, it's a bit unfortunate. Hmm. Yeah, this is gonna be fun. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. I really should, I need to be doing this on the microscope. Someone did. Yeah, bub. Hey,
Just checking on you.
sorry.
Just checking on
Oh,
you.
thank you. You can. It's my wife making sure that I'm still alive, not dead. Okay. Holy Curative, the ID buttons are uniquely keyed to the machine. Yeah. And I can't reprogram this button or anything like that I'm aware of. Not the greatest fan of their adhesive. Gotta admit, I kind of prefer the hot glue. Well, at least it clicks. It's a better start than nothing. What a wreck. I should have been in bed by now. Scary thing is, this is actually their high grade replacements. Oh great, there's a hair. Maybe with the high grade replacements, it's like there's a pretty good chance it will work, as opposed to good luck to you, sir. Oh, we're going to use the original Apple conductive pad. There's probably going to be some people out there go, what the hell did he just do on the screen for? And there'll be others of you know exactly why I do that to the screen. Can't give you all the fun, Miles. Can't give you all the fun. Okay, our paint can's going to become useful here. This has been a bit of a hard night, I'm afraid. I really hope that liquid, whatever it was, cleaning agent, I really hope that didn't actually go anywhere else. You could already see that it was clearly quite good at ruining things. Now normally I would be using the straight blade to shave off the extra glue adhesive, but there isn't any on here. It came off cleanly, thank goodness. But what I am doing is cleaning off the muck that still inevitably develops. Gotta get the squeaky. Okay. Good job. Oh man, do I have to bend that? Forgot that I gotta bend that damn home button. microscope. Notice there is another hair there. Like I said, no cats come into this room. Well, okay, I gotta admit, every now and then Milo does. Okay, why does that seem upside down? Did I bend it the wrong way? Oh no, it's right. It's just that the stiffener they've got on there is just a little bit different. Oh good. Got scared of the stiff. No. I would say probably what was happening is the home button might have been chewing up a couple of the signal lines or something like that, which was causing it to manifest as problematic touch, like on the display. Even though, as we saw, the display itself, the digitizing section, didn't seem to be afflicted. I'm a bit of a dangerous point here on the repair. I've got a lot of trash building up around me on the desk. That's always a bit dangerous. Alright, time to put the screen back on, which no doubt has accumulated a certain degree of dust in its weighting. I was circling back to the coding situation and all that. I don't mind doing those sort of silent editing, what do you call it, programming videos. Obviously there's some projects that I can't really show, because I'm sure there are people out there with enough patience to reassemble segments of code based on what they see in the video, particularly if I've got line numbers showing, which I almost always do. Obviously it's not for everybody. You know, a lot of people sort of go, what's the point of watching someone code something? Yeah, each to their own. I mean, who would have thought watching other people eat food would be so popular? Okay, I just noticed there's a piece of glass here. I think there's one mukbanger with like 28 million subscribers. It's impressive. Very impressive stuff. Alright, now we come to the fun part where Miles really hopes for the worst. There are some dots on here. I'm going to give them a light touch with a... There's so much dust in the air there. Yeah, some of those are not coming off, so I'm not going to push my luck. Now the part that Miles hopes every time that I will forget to do. This one's been particularly... That was a very thick one. Before we get too much further, best I actually check that that is going to start up. Probably something I should have done prior to even sealing anything in. Yeah, I guess I'm the eternal optimist. I am a programmer after all. Oh, that's not good. Oh, wait, no, we're good. We've got an Apple logo. Yeah, basically it's just flat out. It's only a little 3 liter compressor thing. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, sure enough. Touch ID unable to be activated. That was inevitable. Home button works. Okay, it seems to be fine now. Alright, I'm just going to put this under the compression. Actually, I can just power it off. Yep, that's fine. The combination of my glove and the thick plastic on the front can make the touch a little bit less responsive. I have tried that actually, Q's. I've tried putting the IPA and things like that, but the trouble I had was that it tended to, like when you use the straws as a kid with wet paint on the thing, pardon me, to make like an art effect. That's what I sort of get on the board. So I haven't really found a really good working solution with that. Okay, I've got a protrusion up here. Yeah. Something's not sitting right. Fucking hell. Why? Something's not sitting right. Just about there. See, let's sit there, problem there. So what I'm going to do is slip in something in there. I just might need a little bit of a push. And that was it. That was all it needed. Wasn't much of a push. Still button works. That's good. There was no hot glue on it. That's why it was even more frustrating. If it was hot glue, I would have been fine. But it wasn't even hot glue. No hot glue. Yeah, creature. Australian houses are, for the most part, glorified tents when it comes to insulative properties. Yeah. Up here, the greater concern is not blowing away, like literally, from cyclones. But beyond that, the insulative requirements are just absurdly bad. Poor, I should rather say. Because where it sort of probably stemmed from is that in the old days, the best house to have around here basically was a passive cool house. So you have a house on stilts, single skin wall, basically everything that you can do to ensure that the heat that gets collected during the day is dissipated as quickly as possible. And that's great in a passive heating situation, yeah, a passive temperature control situation. But fast forward to now where we've got air conditioners and stuff like that and heaters, because the house is designed to not have any sort of thermal impedance, as it were, it means we pour in heaps of power just to try and keep the places hot or cold. So we have to basically rewrite everything in terms of standards and dictate that we have proper insulation. I mean, even you try to ask for double insulated windows around here, people are like, what the hell is that? No one knows anything about that, which is a real shame because most of the heat that I get in this house is due to the windows. So if I could have double insulated windows, that would help a lot. Meanwhile, in the UK, they have ovens as houses and no ventilation. Well, during summer, yeah. Triple insulated. Wow. Ooh, where's that, Minnie? Seriously, Miles? They've been out of stock. I got mine off AliExpress. These are the genuine Qian Li ones. Qian Li, I should rather say. They were fairly expensive when I got them, and I think I bought 4 packs. I think you get 4 in a pack, and I bought 4 packs. But they're definitely worth it. Yeah, they've got a good solid mechanism about, the thread is well matched, and they've got the little padding on them and all that. I'm very happy with this. This is a good example of you pay once for a good tool, and you don't have to worry about it thereafter. Whereas I know that some of the cheaper ones, the threads aren't properly matched and they sort of like open up or snag or skip and things like that. But yeah, very happy with these ones. 48 bucks a puck? Yeah, that's probably about right. Yeah, cry once, exactly. Yeah, cry once and be happy thereafter. All right then, well, listen, we've really gone well beyond the time I planned. What is it? So we're an hour and a half longer than I anticipated. That's really bad. 3 hours almost. Not good. I'm out of here. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Glad we finally got there in the end. It was a bit of a disaster with the Nintendo Switch. Thankfully we got there, and that was an interesting one with the iPad. Thankfully we got there too. So, see you all on the next live stream, whenever that may be. Until then, you'll take care. Have a good one. I'll catch you later.